The bell above the door jingled softly as Emma stepped into the small roadside diner, clutching her worn backpack close to her chest. She was exhausted, her eyes red from driving through the night, but the warmth and smell of coffee gave her a little comfort. She smiled shyly at the waitress, picked a booth near the window, and took a deep breath. She was just a girl trying to find peace, far away from chaos, far away from the noise. What she didn't know was that fate was about to turn this quiet morning into a storm. Outside, 3 local bikers, the kind who lived on trouble and attention, had pulled up to the diner. Their laughter echoed through the parking lot as they strutted inside, boots thudding against the tiled floor. The leader, a tall man with a snake tattoo winding up his neck, noticed Emma right away. She wasn't dressed to impress, just jeans, a grey shirt and tired eyes, but something about her calmness made her stand out. And to men like him, that was an invitation to disturb. "Hey, sweetheart," the tattooed man said, sliding into the booth across from her without asking. "You look lonely. How about some company?" Emma froze. She hated attention, especially from men like this. "No, thank you," she said softly, trying to stay polite. "I'm fine." But they didn't take no for an answer. The second man, shorter but mean-looking, chuckled and leaned closer. "Oh, come on, we're just being friendly." He reached across the table, snatching the book from her hands. "What's this, some girly stuff? Please give it back," Emma said, her voice trembling. The third man grabbed her arm. "You should smile more, you'd look prettier." Emma yanked her arm away, her pulse racing. "I said, leave me alone!" The leader stood, anger flashing across his face. "You think you're too good for us?" he growled. Before anyone could react, he grabbed the collar of her shirt and yanked it so hard that the fabric tore. The diner went silent. Plates froze mid-air. The waitress gasped, and Emma's breath caught in her throat. Tears welled up in her eyes, not just from humiliation, but from the memories it brought back. She had run away from people who hurt her before. She thought she had left that part of her life behind. "Stop it!" the waitress cried, running to call the police. But it was too late, because someone else had already heard. Outside, a loud rumble broke the silence. The sound of heavy engines filled the air, shaking the windows. Every head turned toward the diner's parking lot as 6 massive motorcycles rolled in, chrome glinting under the sunlight. The Hell's Angels patch on their jackets told the story before words could. At the front was a man named Cole, a name that carried weight wherever bikers gathered. His eyes were hard as stone, his beard grey at the edges, and a scar ran down his cheek like a reminder of old wars. And Emma was his baby sister. Cole had spent years searching for her after she disappeared from their hometown. He'd never stopped looking. He came by the diner every morning now, hoping one day she'd show up. And today she did, right before he saw a man tear her shirt. Cole's hand tightened around his handlebar. "Stay here," he said to his crew, his voice low and steady. He walked into the diner, the bells on the door trembling as it opened. The bikers who had hurt Emma froze mid-laugh. The air shifted. Every customer could feel the tension like electricity in the room. "Emma," Cole said softly, his eyes on her tear-streaked face, "are you all right?" The moment she saw him, she broke. "Cole," she whispered, covering her torn shirt. "I didn't know where else to go." Cole looked at her, then at the 3 men standing by the booth. His jaw clenched. "You did this?" he asked quietly. The tattooed man smirked, trying to act tough. "Who's asking?" Cole stepped closer. "Her brother." The smirk vanished. The shorter one took a step back, mumbling, "Hey man, we didn't know. You didn't care." Cole cut in. His voice wasn't loud, but it carried a power that made everyone freeze. "You thought she was alone. You thought she was weak." Within seconds, the rest of Cole's crew entered, all wearing the same patch, their boots echoing on the diner floor. The 3 bullies backed away, cornered now. Cole leaned close to the leader, his voice low and calm. "You're going to apologize to her, right now, or I promise you'll never step foot in another diner again." The man swallowed hard, looking at Emma. I'm sorry," he stammered. Emma didn't say a word. She just turned her head away, shaking. Cole stood still for a moment, watching them tremble. Then he nodded to his crew. Let them go, they're not worth the trouble. The men stumbled out, tripping over each other to get to their bikes. Cole sat beside Emma, wrapping his jacket around her shoulders. "You're safe now," he said quietly. "Nobody's ever going to hurt you again." For the first time in years, Emma felt her heart settle. The pain, the fear, it all began to fade as her brother held her close. The waitress brought her a new shirt, tears in her eyes. "I'm so sorry, sweetheart," she said. "You didn't deserve that." Emma managed a small smile. "Thank you," she whispered. "I'm just glad he found me." Later, as the diner cleared, Cole and Emma sat by the window. The sun was setting outside, painting the sky in gold and orange. She told him everything. How she'd been running from an abusive relationship, how she'd tried to start over. He listened quietly, never interrupting. When she finished, he said softly, "You don't have to run anymore. You have a family, us." That night, the Hells Angels rode out together, Emma sitting safely behind her brother, the wind in her hair. The same wind that once carried fear now carried freedom. And the men who hurt her learned a lesson that spread fast through town. Never judge a woman by how quiet she seems, because you never know who stands behind her. Message, sometimes, strength, doesn't come from fists or fury. It comes from the people who stand beside you when you feel alone. And when justice rides on two wheels, it never arrives late.